Hey everyone, today we are listening to another track of Coke Studio Bharat, which is called Taqdeer. Previously, we heard Holy Rasya, which I absolutely loved, and we both enjoyed pretty much. This season is turning out to be, I mean, this is the third track in the current season. The track is not out yet, so a disclaimer: the track is not available on the YouTube yet. We are going to be listening it on Spotify. So what we don't know is how it's being played, what's being played, the visuals, the list of artists, because they usually mention it in YouTube video in the description. We are kind of almost oblivious of it. But what we do know are the artists playing in this particular act. So Donn Bhat, Rashmeet Kaur, Prabh Deep, and the fourth one is called
Sakur Khan.
Sakur Khan. Or Shakur Khan, Sakur Khan, right? Right. Yeah. So what we will do when we try to upload this particular video and the YouTube video is out, we would plug that in. Otherwise, we will see. We will see. Right. We have seen the
Promo.
the clip, the promo that Coke Studio Bharat has released on YouTube, 35-second promo. From that, we can see some of the bits, but again, the list of stuff is gone. So we are just gonna be listening on audio and see what we can pick up.
Not to mention that the promo was super interesting for us. I mean, I personally wasn't hooked by any other track that Coke Studio Bharat has released so far, but this one had those elements which got us hooked.
Promo was very cleverly done, honestly.
Yeah.
Right? All right. We will talk about the song in detail once we have heard it. So should we?
Yep. Let's get started then.
All right. Let's do
Coke
it.
Studio
3,
Bharat.
2,
Subscribe
1,
now.
play.
Hey, you Donn.
In this particular track, the electronic music is on point from the very start.
How
Also, like electric
beautiful,
guitars.
how beautiful guitar was it?
The guitar working with electronic music is just and this mix of Israj here.
So well.
And also not being
ਚੰਨ ਵੇਖੋ ਹੋਇਆ ਨਹੀਂ ਮਹਿਸੂਸ ਕੁਛ ਪਿਆਰ ਦੀ ਹੈ ਲੋੜ ਚੰਨ ਰੋਜ਼ ਆਵੇ ਭਾਰਤ ਦਿਸੇ ਨਾ ਹੈ ਤੇਰਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਸੂਰ ਚੰਨ ਦੀ ਹੈ ਰੌਸ਼ਨੀ ਦਾ ਤਾਰੇ ਤੇ ਅਹਿਸਾਨ ਚੰਨ ਦੱਸੇ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਤਕਦੀਰ ਖਿੱਚੇ ਪਿਆਰ ਦੀ ਲਕੀਰ ਅੱਜ ਆ ਰਵੇ ਜਾਂ ਪਾਰ ਪਿਆਰ ਨਾਲ ਚੁਕਾਈ ਪਿਆਰ ਦਾ ਉਦਾਰ
Prabh Deep was
तकदीर
brilliant.
बनायो फकीर तकदीर बनायो फकीर वो मुके तख्त चढ़ायो हीर मुके तख्त चढ़ायो हीर तख्त चढ़ायो हीर तख्त चढ़ायो हीर तकदीर बनायो फकीर तकदीर बनायो फकीर वो मुके तख्त चढ़ायो हीर तख्त चढ़ायो
This
हीर
electronic bit is just killer. Now we have this blues in the mix. It's brilliant.
Brilliantly done.
ਉਸ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਯਾਰੀ ਕਦੀ ਨਾ ਰੱਖਿਓ ਜਿਸ ਨੂੰ ਆਪਣੇ ਤੇ ਗੁਰੂਰ ਹੋਵੇ ਰਾਹ ਚੱਲਦੇ ਨੂੰ ਦਿਲ ਨਾ ਕਦੀ ਵੀ ਦਈਓ ਚਾਹੇ ਲੱਖ ਚਿਹਰੇ ਤੇ ਨੂਰ ਹੋਵੇ ਹਾਂ ਜੀ ਹਾਂ ਨੂਰ ਹੋਵੇ
ਪਿਆਰ ਦੀ ਹੈ ਲੋੜ
मुतके के खान खपाया वो राजा बनी रुलाया मुतके के खान
Transitions are so smooth.
राजा बनी रुलाया राजा बनी रुलाया राजा बनी रुलाया यो पैदा थियो आ पीर यो पैदा थियो आ पीर वो मुके तख्त चढ़ायो हीर तकदीर बनायो फकीर तकदीर बनायो फकीर वो मुके तख्त चढ़ायो हीर
ਚੰਨ ਰੋਜ਼ ਆਵੇ ਆਵੇ ਮਾਰ ਤੈਨੂੰ ਬਸ ਦਿਸੇ ਨਾ ਇਹ ਤੇਰਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਸੂਰ ਚੰਨ ਦੀ ਹੈ ਰੋਸ਼ਨੀ ਦਾ ਤਾਰੇ ਤੇ ਅਹਿਸਾਨ ਚੰਨ ਦੱਸੇ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਤਕਦੀਰ ਖਿੱਚੇ ਪਿਆਰ ਦੀ ਲਕੀਰ ਅੱਜ ਆਰਵੇ ਅਪਾਰ ਪਿਆਰ ਨਾਲ ਚੁਕਾਈ ਪਿਆਰ ਦਾ ਉਦਾਰ ਧਿਆਨ ਨਾਲ ਸੁਣ ਤੈਨੂੰ ਸੁਣੇਗੀ ਪੁਕਾਰ ਤੈਨੂੰ ਪਿਆਰ ਦੀ ਹੈ ਲੋ
अपने आप ਨੂੰ ਸੋਧ ਰਿਹਾ ਹੂੰ ਨਾ ਸਿਰ ਹੱਥ ਨਾ ਪੈਰ अपने आप ਨੂੰ ਸੋਧ ਰਿਹਾ ਹੂੰ ਨਾ ਸਿਰ ਹੱਥ ਨਾ ਪੈਰ खुद ही खोई अपना पद कीता तब होई गल खैर लट्ठे पगड़े पहले कर थी लट्ठे पगड़े पहले कर थी कौन करे निर्वैर कौन करे निर्वैर बुल्ला शाह है दो ही जहानी बुल्ला शाह है दो ही जहानी कोई ना दिसदा गैर
पर में बसी बजाई दर दर तुड़ी दुखाई मुंह पर में बसी बजाई दर दर तुड़ी दुखाई दर दर तुड़ी दुखाई यो अक्ल वदो अमीर यो अक्ल वदो अमीर चढ़ायो तकदीर बनायो
The drummer went crazy there.
तकदीर बनायो फकीर चढ़ायो तख्त चढ़ायो
Probably went to trance.
तख्त चढ़ायो तकदीर बनायो फकीर तकदीर बनायो फकीर
This bit right there.
Magic. This is where the sliding guitar piece comes in.
ਤੈਨੂੰ ਪਿਆਰ ਦੀ ਹੈ ਲੋ
अब हम हुए प्रेम नगर की सैर अब हम हुए प्रेम नगर की सैर अब हम हुए प्रेम नगर की सैर
ਤੈਨੂੰ ਪਿਆਰ ਦੀ ਹੈ ਲੋੜ
The way he says, Prabh Deep, teno pyar diya lo. Isn't it? All right.
I am pleasantly
down,
surprised.
I'm just gonna say, hands down, the best track so far of the season.
So far, without any doubt.
By a mile. There were so many things that were so well done. It was brilliant.
I think they nailed almost all the bits. Even the rap part, the vocals, the arrangement, everything was on point. There is only one bit that I didn't appreciate that much, but I will come to that later. But wow, what an amazing track. So interesting bit. I think I have listened to this track a couple of times before reacting or before reviewing this with you. And I always had a thought in my mind that I have listened to this folk bit somewhere. I have listened to it somewhere. And I being a movie buff, I just now got to know which track it is. Somehow I remember it now.
Okay.
So this folk bit was actually also part of, I mean, it must have been a very old folk song, but it was part of a movie called Highway, which was released 8-9 years back. And it was so wonderful. It was just done probably on basic instrument like harmonium or tabla, if I'm not mistaken. But it was brilliantly done. And the artist who is here in this track, Sakur Khan, he was actually singing it in that particular movie. And he was playing it live. So there was a small bit where he was playing it.
Damn.
It gave me goosebumps in this part, in that scene. That movie was also very interesting. But now I remember and I feel so happy.
So for viewers who are joining us for the first time or listening to us for the first time, Hamad here is kind of an encyclopedia of Bollywood movies and all the songs and all the directors and all the vocalists and all the instrumentalists. Like you would pick one particular song, who sung it, he would know it. Who was the music director, he would know it. Who was the movie director, he would know it. Yeah,
That's not
so
true anymore. That's not true anymore. I mean, I don't watch that much movies, especially not Bollywood movies.
you,
I don't just get time. But whatever I watched,
but
yeah,
you still like what? Yeah, okay, okay. So let's not go there,
yeah.
because I disagree. But okay, let's talk about this particular track, right? So from start till the end, for folks who don't know us, at least me, I'm a fan of electronic music, right? Uh, Especially when it's done in a manner that moves, just not chaotic.
Yep.
We talked about in Holy Russia that the electronic music, the synth bass, wasn't working. It was overdone. We thought it was overdone. Here, it was just right, just right. It was
Absolutely.
simple. There was simple beat, but it was not, you know, like in the synth bass, the beat dum dum dum. It was flowed. It flowed, and then the way they layered the electric guitars on top of that, the way they subtly introduced Israj
It's Raj.
throughout, right? The way it created a vibe, which somehow I don't understand. I thought that it created a bit of a dark vibe throughout, which I also don't understand why they want to have a very dark theme with this particular track. Also, we don't understand the lyrics pretty much. First of all, we don't have the lyrics. Again, the video or the track hasn't been released. Also, our understanding of Punjabi is limited, although we do understand pretty much. So there was that, but there was some stuff that was so well done, so well done. So for example, while Prabh Deep was rapping, he was coupled with Israj on the background.
That was brilliant.
Then, then when Shakur Khan and the Sons were singing, it was coupled with the guitar blues. I mean, rap, although Prabdi was pretty much old school rap in this particular one, coupled with Israj, the Shakur Khan, very Eastern chanting, coupled with blues. Oh my God. The, the, Rashmeet's voice, her brilliant, powerful voice with her pristine pronunciations, coupled with the electronic music throughout. Brilliant, brilliant. Then, and the outro, this guitar solo that you keep mentioning, the magical guitar solo, which flowed into another guitar piece, which was done with the sliding guitar technique, right? Where you have some hard object. Usually, it's done with a metal piece. It can be done with a glass that flows from the notes, right? So it creates a feel of the notes are gliding into another note. It creates a very
Correct.
deep
Correct.
vibrato, etc. Right? Now, what it shows, the outro, the two guitar piece, throughout this track, all of the transition except one was flawless, flawless. The first transition from Prabdeep to Shakur and Sons, I thought that it was a bit abrupt, but apart from that, every single thing was brilliant. Especially, I loved the electronic music being played by Donn Bhat.
Oh yeah,
Brilliant.
oh yeah, brilliantly done. I think Donn Bhat is the main composer of this track.
Yeah,
He has. So I haven't explored his work. I mean, probably most of
I'm
the
gonna out.
you
Now you're gonna.
you of course gonna because you love electronic music. For everyone who is watching, Haris already told he just loves electronic music that is done well. So yeah, you would explore, I know, and probably would find some gems. Most of these artists, I haven't listened to Rashmeet Kaur. I haven't listened to Prabh Deep. I just told you that I listened to Shakur Khan before in Highway. So most of them are not known to me, which is a pleasantly surprising thing for me. You mentioned a good point regarding the dark arrangement of this particular track. And I think because we didn't get all the lyrics, but if you listen to the chorus part, which was not the chorus, or yeah, probably the chorus, which has been done by Shakur Khan, that bit is in Sindhi. The rest of the track is in
Yes.
Punjabi. That bit is in Sindhi, and it's somewhere he's singing the Taqdeer Banayo Fakir, which is very simple to translate. That my fate has
Yeah.
turned
Yeah.
me into a beggar. But he also
Into
mentioned
Fakir. Yeah.
into Fakir. But he also mentioned Mukhe Takht Chadayo Heer. So which means that Heer has made me or forced me to leave my throne. Right. So it's probably a reference to the Heer Ranjha folklore, which actually does not go this way. The Heer Ranjha folklore is slightly different, where he was actually richer, and Ranja was the poor guy who was having no social status and everything. But here in the lyrics, I probably feel that this folk song is more than just love song. It's more towards the divine um,
Or Sufi. It's a
or
Sufi bit.
Sufi bit. Yes, that it
It's a Sufi
encompasses.
bit.
Yeah, it encompasses that the normal love story that we talk
It has
about.
Bulleh Shah.
Yep.
Rashmeet is singing Bulleh Shah. So
Yeah, so probably that is the reason, because they are just trying to communicate that um, it has forced me to leave my throne and just become a fakir. And in the promo, you have probably noticed as well the attire and everything, especially Donn Bhat is wearing
yeah, yeah,
some
yeah,
sort of
yeah.
a rag.
Fakir. Yeah.
Yeah, so
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
that's why probably they've kept it intentionally dark, which I personally loved. I personally love this particular
Yeah.
approach.
The Taqdeer Banayo Fakir, I think, sums it up pretty well, right? But again, because it has such a Sufi essence in the lyrics, why is it so dark?
Hmm.
Is something is still I cannot comprehend. Maybe our viewers, our listeners can educate us, right? We might be interpreting a lot of things wrong,
Could be.
uh, out of ignorance and all, but we are here to be educated as well, right?
Mm,
So
always.
let's hear from our viewers as well. The couple of things that I want to mention more is the brilliant fusion of folk plus rap plus blues, right? That was just
Seamless.
one of the best I've seen. The one of the best I've seen. Um, Another thing that I want to mention was that the Shakur Khan and Sons. I thought that they were off a bit together as a group, right? Why we saw it, why we felt it was because we are so practiced listening to qawwalis from Nusrat Fateh Ali Khan and other qawwals, right? um, in general qawwali, and in qawwali they are so well trained
Yep.
to harmonize together or to use to support with their backing vocals. But although it was a tiny bit off, it didn't come out wrong, is what I'm trying to say. It felt very earthy, it felt very organic.
Hmm.
So it didn't have this very pristine, beat to beat, nanosecond harmonies, synchronized. It wasn't there. But because of that, it felt very earthy, very grounded, and it added a lot of flavor.
Hmm. That was the bit I actually mentioned in the beginning of video that there's a small bit that did not click with me, and that was it. You mentioned it. They're singing in chorus. I mean, Shagur Khan and Sons, they're singing in
Yeah.
chorus, three or four singers. I would have appreciated bit more. I think it's a subjective opinion. If only Shakur Khan would have done it alone. Why I feel it this way, it would still have felt organic and we would have listened to Shakur Khan's voice more clearly. I give you an example because in the movie he's singing alone, and I love that bit. But I mean, we have heard to previous Coke Studio India tracks. Sati Salam was an absolute favorite, is an absolute favorite for both of us. And there, actually, the folk bit is done in isolation, where he's singing all alone. He's just like just unleashed himself, I would say. And here
Yeah,
I would actually like it more, even more. I mean, the track is brilliant. As you mentioned, probably the best that has come out of this season. The Shakur Khan part would have clicked a bit more, or may have elevated my listening experience if he had done it alone and just an unleashed manner. Yeah, that's just a tiny
yeah,
bit
yeah.
that I feel could have been better.
I think Rashmeet was the one who were unleashed more,
Exactly.
and that's why I enjoyed her bit way more. Although I enjoyed Prabh Deep's
Prabh Deep's.
Jugalbandi with Israj
Mhm.
and Shakur Khan's work. I mean, his chorus with the guitar, electric guitars and blues
Mhm.
being played in the background. This has this track has multiple magical
Yep.
moments for me. So I always, I mean, this combination that I mentioned always strike me every single time, and I wish we had the video. I wish we had the video,
Mm.
because when you are watching the video, because Coke Studio is not just about audio, although they produce pristine, top of the quality audio tracks that you can just listen and enjoy. But Coke Studio's complete experience comes from the video as well, right?
Mm.
Um, I would have loved to see the performances, how they have performed on stage, right?
Yep. Yep. True.
Especially Rashmeet Kaur, the way she's singing very powerfully, very passionately, the way Prabh Deep Kaur is very, his lower notes
Oh,
were coming out so
haunting.
beautiful,
Haunting.
haunting, right? It was so beautiful. His voice, very basic voice with that those lower notes. Rashmeet's higher notes, contrasting ones with Shakur Khan's chanting was just brilliant. This whole fusion is probably something that I'm seeing from the first time. The way it's done throughout all of the Coke Studio history. We have seen a lot of Coke studios from Pakistan, from Bangla, from Tamil. This was done. This was something very unique that is
Very
coming out
unique.
of Coke Studio Bharat.
And I didn't expect it, to be honest. I personally didn't expect after the first two tracks that we have listened to. This, I mean, I'm not bashing those tracks. I did not enjoy those tracks that much in terms of uniqueness, in terms of delivery. That's my just my personal opinion. But this is, I mean, mind-boggling, mind-bogglingly done.
Mind-boggling. It's right up there. This track is gonna be right up there with Chaudhry, Madari, Husna,
Oh yes,
Sati Salam. Right?
yes,
It's in that category,
of course.
top of the lot. Um, yeah, one thing that okay, I've been saying last bit, but I promise. Since the promo came out, we haven't waited for a track like we have waited for this one, because
Correct.
promo was clever. It was clever, right? I personally have, although I have notifications on for Coke Studio Bharat on my phone, I have been like refreshing their
Same here.
page,
Same here.
right? And that excites me for the rest of the tracks that they're gonna throw.
Absolutely.
So, yeah, brilliant work, awesome.
Yeah, awesome work. Let's conclude it here.
Yeah,
And we hope that we get to listen more of such music coming out of Coke Studio Bharat. The, I mean, we have been listening to Coke Studio Pakistan, Bangla, Tamil, and we like to enjoy diverse kind of music. The experimentation being done, especially Haris is always looking forward to new sort of experiments being done with electronic music. So yeah, pretty good work. Let us know your thoughts around this particular track as well. Yeah, let's conclude it here. We'll catch up on the next one. Take care, all of you.
thank you so
Goodbye.
much.